Hi friends, let's get started with the session now. And firstly, would like to thank you for your time joining in this session and to give you a brief about myself and to introduce myself to you guys. And it is as well imperative that you know whom you're speaking to and what are the things that you can bring onto the table. And myself, Srikanth, and I'm into this IT industry for the last 14 years, especially working on business intelligence platform for the well over 10 years of my career time has been spent on well over a decade of my time has been spent into business intelligence, so integration systems and platforms, and I carry with an experience of implementing one of the largest size data warehouse systems in the Asia Pacific environment, and along with it also I carry an experience of working with a variety of tools and technologies into implementing BI systems across the cross platforms and application segments, guys, basically. Okay, and I'm your trainer and a knowledge sharing aspirant. He's going to be part of this. I'll be a trainer for this program on the SAP BO for guys. Right, this demonstration today it's more about the demo kind of a program. It tells you what are the different aspects that have been brought into SAP Business Object 4.0 platform. How effectively this can help you out, and what the new enhancements that have been brought into the platform, how what is the new terminology is being used, etc. guys. So okay, so at any given point of a time during this presentation, if you have any questions or concerns, you can use the chat box to send me a message, and I can duly address your questions or concerns, guys. I'll make sure your questions have been addressed. Alright guys, and just in case if I'm not audible or you have any other troubles hearing me, etc. guys, please do bash me. I'll try to sort it out before I continue my session. Okay. Is it clear now? Come on, better? Okay. Give me a second. Let me see if I could enhance it even better. By any chance? Alright guys, I think it should be much better now, hopefully. Just in case if not, do let me know. Alright friends, let's get started with this. That's a bit of my profile, guys. Like I mentioned, I work with the global Fortune 100 clients internationally for BI implementation across the Asia Pacific. I was living in Singapore for the last decade. Recently moved back to India to start something of my own, and eventually, there's a variety of industries that have implemented BI solutions that include, but are not limited to retail, banking and financial services, manufacturing, telecom systems, healthcare systems, etc. guys. It's a bunch of these are the domains that I've worked with in the past, and technological suites that I've worked with are when it comes to the BI segment, business object platforms starting from business object 5.1 way back in 2002 until the current version of SAP BO 4.0. KB, I do not have a BI or BW background. I'm purely into business objects platform, pretty much into business objects. You can ask me anything under the blue inside on the business object area. So of course, perhaps I've used BI or BW systems or as part of my source systems or my reporting environments, but however, I do not really have implementation experience on BI or BW. My key skills include, we can cover that, that's not a problem with BI and BW as well. Integration of that. Okay, my key skills includes, but not limited to, Informatica is an ETL integration platform, business object data services, business objects reporting platform. You can talk about this reporting platform starting from XI 5.1 old time, 6.5 until XI 4.0, and along with SAP HANA is one of my core competence, guys. SAP HANA, I've done numerous Asia Pacific's first implementation in Asia SAP HANA. I've done it. Along with I'm also I do a lot of consulting exercises on SAP HANA as well. So these are that's about my core strengths and technical competences, guys, basically. Right. Okay, guys, and as part of this demonstration today, I have three segments of information that I'm going to talk about. This includes information about platform components that exist inside of SAP BI. By the way, guys, and this is Business Object XI platform, or Business Object Reporting platform, is called SAP BI right now. There is also has another code name for it. Is also called SBOP platform. It talks about SAP Business Objects platform. Generally now these days SAP is terming it as SAP BI. Right. So I'm going to talk about the different components that exist inside this platform, and rebranding of the tools. Sorry, Shiva. All right. So rebranding of the tools, and which talks about how these objects have been termed in terms of comparing with the previous versions. What is an equivalent object that found in SAP BI 4.0 platform, and correspondingly information about that, basically, guys, like how what is an equivalent component exists in the version 3.0, what is that now is called in XI 4.0, etc. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the architecture of XI 4.0. Right. So this is in a nutshell. I'm going to cover in today's session, basically, friends. Well, friends, this is the this SAP Business Objects BI 4.0 platform architecture in a nutshell. It looks more like a rainbow. We have 7 colors defined inside. So basically, this entire BI system is been built on top of trusted data, guys. This trusted data talks about data which has been filtered, which has been acquired from different systems, filtered, consolidated, as well as aggregated, brought into a single data source, into a single database system, which is typically your data warehouse system. And your BI platform is pretty much going to reside on top of this trusted data layer, guys. Or in other words, the BI platform is going to reside on top of your existing enterprise data warehouse system, typically, guys. Right. So BI platform in SAP Business Objects platform primarily consists of 5 different components inside, guys. Okay. These 5 different reporting components talks about crystal reports, dashboards, web intelligence documents, advanced analysis, explorer. So these are the 5 major components that you have it. These are the 5 different components that have been used or utilized, are being built on top of BI platform, typically, guys. And if you notice this, each of these 5 different components has their own means of servicing the different customer groups, guys. Such as crystal reports. The purpose of crystal reports is basically to develop or enhance the system, develop operational reporting for your daily business user needs, guys. Okay. Crystal Reports is a reporting platform which will enable you to produce operational reportings for your daily regular data analysis, regular information, guys, such as my daily invoice related reports, such as what is my sales, how many products have been sold for today, etc. Along with it also gives you comprehensive information about your inventory, such as stocks that exist currently, and how many any stocks which are falling into reorder level, etc. guys. It's basically Crystal Reports is pretty much designed or defined to utilize these operational statistics, guys, basically. Okay, this information is pretty much defined into Crystal Reports area. Right? So typical consumers of Crystal Reports applications are business end users whose responsibility is to create operational reports or operational statistics, guys. All of that information has been pretty much defined into crystal reports. We have dashboards. These dashboards, the word dashboard that itself self-defines, consolidating a lot of information, presenting them into a single layout, guys. A dashboard means extracting information from different sources or different pieces of information, consolidate all of this information, present them in a singular platform. For visualization, this can be presented or visualized by your corporate heads such as your CEOs, CTOs, COOs, or even for the matter department heads, etc. To visualize consolidated information at a single platform. Dashboards presents a niche information is completely constructed, presented into a single area, guys. Typically a dashboard looks like that can fit into a single screen, but however it gives you the current status of your entire organization health, right? So these dashboards are pretty much aimed at the target audience. For these dashboards are typically department heads, business owners, business decision makers, business administrators, etc. guys. An example of these designations talks about the department heads, product managers, vice presidents, CEOs, COOs, etc. guys. Basically these guys require all of this information to be consolidated or presented in a single shot so that they can visualize this information and eventually make decisions based on this data. Right. So likewise, this dashboard is aimed at presenting this information to the corporate heads typically. You have this web intelligence documents. These web intelligence documents enables you to define different source of data to be constructed and consolidated into a form of reporting. Using this area, you can create different varieties of data models, such as visualizing the information in a consolidated manner by tables. You can also create objects such as charts, different kinds of charts, to visualize trend analysis, to perform trend analysis, like at a glance. By looking at the report, you will be able to understand how the business has been progressing. This information is my sales for this month is higher than the last month. Alright, so how am I doing in terms of my sales projections this year? Am I meeting my targets? How much I have sold same time last year same quarter, and how much I am selling it today? What is my sales revenue for the same time this quarter? It's like doing a period on period analysis to analyze or find out business trends and patterns. This pattern information, typically all of this information has been analyzed by typically the business users who are responsible to drive the business, guys. Typically you can also call them as business analysts, guys. These business analysts whose responsibility is to dig on the data to find out how the business is performing. Correspondingly, they can find out trending patterns, and eventually they will aid their business to accommodate promoting the business with bringing in new ideas or different platforms, guys. So basically, this web intelligence document is pretty much defined at the business analysts or data analysts, you can also call them. These data analysts whose these web intelligence documents are pretty much used and consumed by these these group of users, guys, basically. Okay. Likewise, you have advanced analysis component. This advanced analysis will allow you to connect to OLAP components, guys. Meaning that OLAP stands for online analytical processing engines. Online analytical processing or OLAP queues part of your BI system segment, and a bunch of OLAP tools that currently exist in the market, such as SAP BW systems, Microsoft Analysis Services, or any other systems basically. This advanced analysis is a component which will enable you to connect to these OLAP based sources such as SAP BW systems to consume created existing models that are available into SAP BW server, such as SAP BW cubes, SAP BW queries that are being created, preserved, which are available into BW system. Using this advanced analysis component, you can connect to these systems, extract the data from these source systems and you can present them into Microsoft Excel document, guys. Typically, business users, they are very familiar with Microsoft Excel platforms. They love Excel, in other words. These guys, they would like to have all of this data to be presented into an Excel-based format so that they can typically analyze this information correspondingly, create their own statistics in their own format, guys. RK, this advanced analysis is integrated with the BI 4.0. If you could purchase, if you have a licensing model which supports, if it is a premium licensing model, if you have a premium licensing model of SAP Business Objects Platform, this advanced analysis is pretty much integrated into the BI platform itself. You need not acquire any specific licenses installations. It is available as part of your BI Launchpad, which is the portal, a BI portal. So from there you can directly utilize it. Is it clear, RK? Right. Okay. So likewise, this advanced analysis is using which you can be able to connect to the source systems, a BW based source system, to acquire the data and present the data in the form of Microsoft Excel, guys, so that this can be analyzed and performed for additional analysis by your business users. And lastly, you have a product component called Explorer. Explorer is as well a kind of analytical tool. The difference between Explorer is that other platforms is basically that Explorer is an in-memory computing tool, guys. So meaning that in-memory computing tool means that this application, that Explorer application, typically runs inside the server computer's main memory. Using Explorer, you can be able to connect to an underlying data model which may be available in the form of a business object universe or data that is residing into a Microsoft Excel sheet, or you can also connect to application platforms such as SAP HANA systems to directly analyze the data by consuming. So the moment you can reference these data, Explorer dynamically creates various numerous permutations and combinations which are possible with this data set, guys. Using Explorer, you can create analytical models which will let you analyze the data deep inside, guys. Typically it talks about you can view the data in a combination of several dimensions. Okay, you can use in combination of several dimensions and applying dynamic filters. You can visualize the data in microseconds, guys. Even if Explorer enables you to work on huge data sets, larger data sets, guys. And larger data sets meaning that you have billions of rows stored into your probably let's say you have 1 billion of rows which are stored into your fact table. However, the moment you attach this content into Explorer, the fact table content in the form of a universe, it creates a statistical model, and once the statistical model is created in the form of indexing, eventually once that has been created, you will be able to analyze that information in microseconds, guys, based on various numerous permutations and combinations. So Explorer basically, once it computes all of this information, it takes the created model, it takes that into memory, into the Explorer service memory, main memory, and enable you to visualize, analyze this information with the split second basis, guys. Right? So Explorer is pretty much used for advanced level users who would like to find deep insights of the data. Alright, so Explorer enables you to, it need not create a predefined model, guys, basically, like web intelligence reports, any other reports, wherein you require to define the elements that you like, that require to be constructed as part of the report. However, using Explorer, it's not the case. Explorer dynamically enable you to analyze the information in numerous ways in the formats, guys, dynamically. So once you arrive at a conclusion of the data, you can create, make it as a model that can be preserved into the system. Likewise, these are the 5 different variety of tool sets that are shipping, that can be shipped with SAP Business Object Platform. This is again by default, these 5 are the major tools components that are being available with the SAP Business Object Xi4.4 platform, guys. So if you have a licensing model which is called premium, if you have a premium licensing model, all of these tool sets by default available with your platform. Right. So likewise, this platform will enable the different segment of business users of an organization to analyze information based on their need, guys. So we have different tool sets that are available for your analysis and consumption of the data based on the users or participants level and the need, guys. Alright, so is this clear, guys? Any questions on this before I step into my next slide? When does we need to use the Webby and Explorer? We as developers need to build the report. Okay. Oh, 1 second. Are you going to cover all these 5 tools in the training as displayed in the slide along with IDT? Do you have a syllabus that you can share? Yes, KP, I'm going to share the syllabus a little later, probably subsequent to end of this. I'm going to share the syllabus that I'm going to cover as part of this. Perhaps IDT is an integrated model of this Xi 4.0. Yes, of course, everything that you define we run with, we pretty much surrounded, moved along with IDT. So IDT is absolutely been covered. When does we need to use Webby and Explorer? We as developers need to build the report. Okay. As a developer, you build the reports in Webby Arcade. So for the purpose of building these reports is pretty much done using Web Intelligence. However, as part of while using Explorer, as being a developer, you define a model and you leave this model for your end business users to visualize or drill the data by their own choice. So, okay, it's pretty much tells you, okay, the Explorer, you define a statistical model and create indexes on top of this and leave this to the end business users, and business users will start drilling the information by their own. However, whereas the web intelligence reports, yes, absolutely, you will build these reports for that. Right, friends, any more questions before I jump on to my next slide? Alright guys, assuming you guys are good with this, let me step into my next slide, friends. Alright friends, so here I'm talking about the rebranding of the tools. I'm not quite sure about this your participants' profiles, whether you guys are pretty much new into the business objects platform or you are already into the familiar with the platform. But however, I'm going to define and discuss these differences that have been brought into the platform in Xi 4.0 as opposed to older versions of business object Xi, such as be it Xi 3.1 or 3.0 or Xi 2.x, etc. basically. Alright friends, and here we have a bunch of major tools and corresponding name changes applied to this. Until business object Xi 3.0 platform or 3.x platform, the previous version basically. we have a portal called InfoView, guys. InfoView is a portal using which you will be able to create reports such as web intelligence, crystal reports. You can also create applications, you can also create additional models such as built-in dashboards, etc. using InfoView, guys. However, the same portal is updated in dramatic fashion and renamed or termed as BI Launchpad, guys. Alright, so like friends, don't get carried away. This is talking about the differences in terms of the names, guys. It's basically allows you to understand what is the equivalent name which has been called into this current platform as opposed to the old platform. Right. So previously, if you heard of a name called InfoView, the moment you heard of a business objects, you might have heard a name called InfoView. That InfoView is now being called as BI Launchpad, and which is an updated name along with a lot of updations being included into its user interface, guys. This UI is pretty rich right now in BI Launchpad. Later on, I'm going to demonstrate this application for you guys. Okay. Likewise, we have web intelligence applications, web intelligence documents which are available in the version 3.0. However, with version 4.0, these applications are called SAP Business Object Web Intelligence, guys. Okay, during the launch, during the ramp up stage, ramp up is the stage before the launch, guys. You can also call it as a beta version testing. The term is ramp up. The term ramp up is associated with SAP, guys. Basically, a ramp up is also refers to the beta version. During the beta releases, this web intelligence documents are termed and called as interactive analysis, guys, at first. Later on, they've been rebranded, retermed as SAP Business Object Web Intelligence, basically. Right? So these two mean pretty much the same documents. Last time you have interactive analysis, if you heard of the name, that's called web intelligence documents. However, this web intelligence document inside SAP BI 4.0 platform are quite extensive, meaning that it comes with a bunch of new features, additional functionality embedded into this, which a rich user interface and a lot of new options available into the platform, guys. Likewise, we have Excelsius. This Excelsius is a component previously termed as Excelsius. Excelsius is pretty much used for creating reporting, creating a dashboards. Dashboards here talks about pretty rich dashboards, guys. They are interactive. You can use controls such as sliders, gliders, traffic lights, gauge meters, charts, etc. guys. All of these components are pretty much flash based components, and they are very interactive, guys, basically. Alright, so previously we used to create these dashboards in a software product called Excelsius, and however this Excelsius is being now termed as SAP Business Objects Dashboard Designer, guys. It's called SAP Business Objects Dashboard Designer. It is no longer called Excelsius, but however it is called Dashboard Designer. The beauty is that this Excelsius, the Dashboard Designer, is now quite extensive. Supports data extraction from additional new sources. It also has a new data source connections available with this, and it also has new controls available into Dashboard Designer, guys. So in a nutshell, which is called an updated version of Excelsius, is now termed as Dashboard Designer, guys. Okay, you might be hearing, you might heard of a word called Excelsius, however, which is now you can term that is now been termed as Dashboard Designer in this area, guys. Give me a second, Pratima. Let me read your question. Web intelligence is mostly browser related. Alright, so yeah, Pratima. This is basically on the Java compatibility. Is it on Java compatibility? Probably we can discuss that a little later. Is it fine, Pratima? I have done my first implementation XRBI 4.0 in Asia Pacific in the pre-launch of last year. So I know a lot of bugs that exist into XI 4.0 platform. So we can discuss them in the more detailed fashion, but probably subsequent to this. Yeah. Thank you. All right, friends. Here I'm going to talk about these dashboard builder and my info view. This dashboard builder or my info view is basically, it allows you to create your own or user specific custom dashboards. These custom dashboards talks about if you are a user who are using a business objects platform and who wants to log into the platform. The moment you log into the platform, you want to have your own a web page to be displayed or your own dashboard to be displayed. This may contain information which is pretty much detailedly composed of, such as displaying frequently used reports. You might have to work specifically with a single specific bunch of reports. However, you do not want to see this statistic information by navigating yourself into details of these reports. You can configure these reports to be part of your own dashboard, and eventually the moment you log into the platform, you can visualize this dashboard. Likewise, you can build a custom dashboards which are specific to the user, and these dashboards in the older version is called dashboard builder and my info view as well, guys. Dashboard builder is called I think this is version 3.x is called dashboard builder, and my info view is the older version of this. And these objects are now renamed into BI workspaces, meaning that you can still be able to perform similar things, but however it is now been termed as BI workspaces. Along with this, it also gives you a comprehensive additional information about what are the things that you can perform inside, guys. It gives you pretty much more hindsight to work with a bunch of additional objects inside. Likewise, you have import wizard. Import wizard is a previously enabled tool which is available with your SAP Business Objects XI 3.1 platform, prior versions of XI. The purpose of this import wizard is to import the content or migrate the content between the environments, such as you have a development platform that is used for you to develop or define your using which this platform you develop your own content, and eventually subsequent to developing this content and doing some integration basic unit testing, and you like to move this content into a different environment, maybe a dedicated testing environment. Right. So in order for you to move this content, in the older version we used to use a tool called import wizard. Using import wizard, you can move all of this content into a file type called BIR file, BIR file, and eventually you can move this BIR file into a different environment to move this content. However, with the version XI 4.0, this import wizard is no longer exist, and this import wizard is now being replaced with a tool called upgrade management tool, guys. Using this upgrade management tool, you can perform this platform upgradation, such as moving the content from one platform to other platform, etc. They are now being performed using upgrade management tool, guys. This upgrade management tool is a replacement of for your import wizard, guys. It is no longer it is an enhanced. There is an enhanced features available with this functionality, and it's acted as a replacement tool for this, guys. Right. So largely you have previously a product called Voyager. Previously Voyager is used to connect for the application specifics, such as WLAP edition applications, WLAP based application that used to be connected using Voyager. However, now this Voyager product is no longer existing with the introduction of XI 4.0 platform. Now this has been now termed as replaced with a tool called Business Objects Advanced Analysis. Alright, so using this advanced analysis, like I mentioned, this advanced analysis allows you to connect to different WLAP based system to extract the data and analyze this information in Microsoft Excel based platform. So this is an updated version, guys. Basically, it is rebranded, renamed, and correspondingly enhanced. It has an enhanced version capabilities available with this new version. Likewise, we have a tool called BEX Analyzer. BEX stands for Business Information Extractor. Basically, so BEX. BEX is pretty much Now, BEX Analyzer, it used to be an add-on. This add-on will enable you to connect to SAP BW based systems. So by connecting to these BW based systems, you will be able to extract BW data, SAP BW cubes data, which is residing into the BW cubes or BW queries, guys. And eventually, right, BEX is the business explorer, right? Business information explorer or something like that. Alright, so BEX Analyzer is now being replaced, guys. There is no add-on for the BEX Analyzer, and however it has been integrated with the Advanced Analysis Office Edition, which is as well a replacement tool which has been provided with XI 4.0 platform, guys. So using Advanced Analysis, you will as well be able to connect to SAP BW cubes to extract the data from the source system. Right, so these are some of the primary predominantly added information to this, guys. A difference, what do you mean by KP, is difference between the BEX and the Advanced Analysis? Okay, it's basically these two are now integrated into one platform with the 4.1 release, version 4, SAP version 4.0, SP03. And now these two have been integrated into a single platform. We do not have OLAP edition available. It's mostly an Office edition, typically that has been typically integrated with Excel, Microsoft Excel, Office products. So OLAP edition, previously it used to talk about the creating analytical reports. However, all of this data now, if you connect to any of the source OLAP engine, that extraction of that information is pretty much being sourced into a Microsoft Excel based reporting. It is tightly integrated with Office now. Right. Okay. All right, friends, and any more questions here before I move to the next slide, guys? Promotion manager. Promotion manager, lifecycle manager. It's a lifecycle manager, Pratima. Lifecycle manager is going to be covered as part of my course curriculum. I suppose you're referring to the lifecycle manager. Is that right, Pratima? Lifecycle manager, it's also called as LCM. We'll cover the LCM as part of my course curriculum. Oh yes, it's now called a lifecycle manager. Yes, that has been covered as part of the curriculum. Alright, friends, any more questions here before I jump on to my next slide? Okay guys, and assuming that you guys are good with this, and thanks KP, thanks for the wonderful comments. Alright friends, and some of the major highlights, guys, and these are the major important information that you need to know in terms of the product differences. This is essential for us to know so that we can differentiate why we need to upgrade for XI 4.0 as opposed to the older versions, which is one of the primary factors. Some of the major highlights of this application platform 4.0 is basically XI 4.0 platform. It requires 64-bit operating system and corresponding hardware. And you might be wondering, until XI 3.1, you could have installed, we have a possibility of installing the software into your Microsoft XP based system to run this business. You can define a Microsoft XP based system to start developing some solutions here. However, that is no longer possible with XI 4.0. XI 4.0 is pretty extensive in terms of the size. Along with it also requires a huge amount of resources, guys, such as hardware and platform resources. Hardware resources are required to have it a 64-bit operating system in terms of the software requirement. Along with it also requires 64-bit address space and hardware specifications, guys. And this is absolutely memory intensive application, guys. The bare minimum hardware requirement specification that are being recommended by SAP for a bare minimum size